Welcome to The View from the Jungle. My name is Gersh, and today I have another review for you. So last night, I'm gonna move over, lift up my desk. I got some pictures going on over here. So last night I was able to review a restaurant with my friend Alex. He's also a YouTube content creator. He has a channel where he teaches people how to bend metal, basically. It's architectural sheet metal. So he does like metal roofing and other kind of stuff. You're probably wondering why I watch his channel. It's because it's very satisfying to watch somebody turn a piece of metal into a shape or just with a couple of bends. So if you're into watching satisfying things, I'll put his link to his page in the description of the video. But really nice guy, and like and subscribe to his channel if you're into that kind of stuff. Architectural Sheet Metal 101. So me and my friend Alex, we were at the Kensington Burger Bar last night, which, to start with, it's a positive review. So I was pretty pleased with the outcome of the entire experience of the restaurant, and Alex was as well. But I'm going to get right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the layout of this restaurant. So there are two different locations here in Barrie. There's one on Bryan Drive. The one we went to was the one on Dunlop. I believe the address is 40 Dunlop Street East, and that's the one we were at. So from the outside, it looks like a fairly small restaurant. There is an exterior patio right at the front. When you walk in, there's the bar on the left, then there's the tables on the far right. The middle is kind of empty. I believe it turns into like a little bit of a concert hall as well in the evenings. They have live music, and they are open until 2 a.m. like every night. So that's the front part of the restaurant. When you're moving further down, there's a hallway kind of thing where we were seated. So you have like, I think there's 3 or 4 booths there towards the right, and there's a ramp that goes up. And then after you pass the booths on the far right side, there's another bar. There's actually a private area where you can book it. It's normally for private get-togethers and stuff like that. There's another bar in there. There's more tables in there, and it is closed off from the rest of the restaurant. And then moving past that, there is another nook there in the far back left where there's more tables and more of a restaurant area, and then behind that there is a doorway to go out to the patio, which it's huge by itself as well. There's another bar out there. It wasn't open, the patio, last night, the back patio anyway, but the manager Taylor, who liked and subscribed last night, so she's probably watching this video now. Hi Taylor. But the manager Taylor, she took us to the rear of the restaurant, where the patio is, and she showed it to us, and it was really cool layout. There's another bar back there, like I was saying, a whole bunch of space for tables, and they have live music and stuff. And then again, their patio at the back is open till 2 a.m. when it is open as well. And that is the layout of the restaurant, which I thought was huge, gigantic, especially for the area that it's in, which was awesome. So with that, there was a few things that we noticed. So when I first walked into the restaurant, the little carpet at the front, I did notice it was kind of dirty. It's just not the most eye-appealing thing when you're first walking into a restaurant. It wasn't a big deal. Who was really looking at the floor when you're walking into a restaurant? But it was one thing that I noticed. But everything else in the restaurant was fairly clean. When it came to the front, all the windows were clean, the door handles, everything looked very clean. But I did have another issue with cleanliness. So when we got in there, the hostess, which was a funny thing, when the hostess came, she checked our IDs and our COVID vaccination cards and all that stuff. And then she left. She had to go check something, and she came back. She asked us how many people were going to be seated. It was just the 2 of us. She didn't tell us to follow her. So she just asked us how many people were there. She turned around and started walking. We had no idea we were supposed to follow her at that point. So me and Alex were standing there like, do we go? I don't know. And then we're stuck at the front of the restaurant, and we're like trying to wave at her. Like, are we supposed to come back there? The place was pretty busy. So we didn't want to cause a problem by walking through where we weren't supposed to, especially with the whole COVID restrictions and all that stuff. But she came back and got us. So she came back and got us. She was like, oh, I thought you guys were behind me, but we were not. We were not behind her. But we did get to our table. And then when we got to our table, like I was saying, we did have another issue with the cleanliness. The table itself had crumbs on it. And then we were sitting at a booth, the 2 bench seats that we were sitting on across from each other. There was quite a lot of crumbs and stuff on there. So I did mention that to the manager. She said she would look into that And that was the only issues we had with the cleanliness. Other than that, washrooms, table, everything else looked very clean and sanitized. And then when it comes to the food, so I had a bad experience with the food, not because of taste or the service or anything like that. It was because they had too many options, and I chose too many options. The food itself tasted good, but I ended up ordering this ginormous hamburger, which was really, really hard to eat, and it was kind of sloppy. But it tasted good, right? So I did order. I went a little overboard. I got like a two-layer sandwich, two-layer burger with grilled cheese sandwiches as the buns. So this thing was huge. Even when I squeezed it together and tried to eat it, it was a hot mess. But it tasted really good, right? So the food, the taste of the food was great. We had that. I had a poutine on the side. Poutine was really good. I liked the curds. It was good gravy. The fries were cooked real well. And then when it came to what Alex enjoyed his meal too. He got a different kind of burger. He got a normal size burger compared to the ginormous thing I got. And then we both enjoyed our meals. We did have an issue when it came to dessert. So it was their first day doing dessert after, the long pandemic and reopening the restaurants and getting new menus going. They did finally get a dessert menu, and yeah, Friday was the first day they were implementing the dessert. And unfortunately, our churros were a little bit burned. We did mention that to our waitress / manager, because Taylor not only was our waitress that night, she's also the manager of the place. We did mention that. She did take it off our bill. She did apologize for it. She did offer to have a new one made for us and brought to her table, but all honestly, I was already full. I just wanted to try the dessert, so we did decline. But she did take it off of our bill, which was great. But that was the one unfortunate event about our dining experience. And with that comes down to the service, taking into consideration the service that we received and the quality of the food, which, next time I go there, I'm going to be a little bit more reasonable and get less stuff on my burger, because I went way overboard. But it tasted great. The burgers were cooked perfectly. And when it came to the service, I had zero complaints about the service. So not only would I recommend this restaurant, I would also go back there. So if you're looking to get a good burger, a really, really big burger with a lot of options when it comes to the type of patty, the type of toppings, and the type of bun you're getting, Kensington's is the place to be. I enjoyed it. Alex enjoyed it too. He did have a couple of complaints. So when Alex, to begin with, he would recommend the restaurant as well, and he would go back there. He's actually been there numerous times. It was my first time there. He's been there before, but again, he wasn't impressed with the burnt dessert, and the dirty table as well. And he did mention to the manager the loud music. So the restaurant itself was kind of dim, a little too dim for my liking, but it's what they do. And the loud music. So Alex didn't like the loud music. We did mention it to the manager, Taylor, and she said that it's always loud. So if that's their thing, that's their thing. Rock on. But I would recommend this place, and I hope you guys, go there. And if you have anything else to say with me, please leave it in the comments. If you have good experience, bad experience, if you've been there before, let me know. I want to know how you felt there. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Bye.